Call of Duty has been something that's been included into my life since I was around 10 years old. My brother had Black Ops 2 and I wanted to try it, so I picked my limited edition Star Wars C-3PO controller, scrolled to Black Ops 2, and pressed enter. I didn't know what to do exactly, so I just played the multiplayer before modders came in and ruined it. RIP. If you're a modder, I hope you wake up, grab milk, then realize it's bad because your dad never got you any more milk like he promised. Anywho, I played my first game ever on some place called Nuketown. It looked like a simple map with a simple goal, kill the most to win. I wasn't hooked on it immediately, but I would always play the game. I was more interested in the game than excited about it, if that makes sense. I scroll back from the multiplayer menu and I see the other two options. There was a campaign that I didn't care for because I wasn't that type of person to play. Then something else caught my eye. Zombies. I looked at it confused for a second and didn't realize what it truly was, so I did what I needed to do. I went into zombies. Call of Duty dates all the way back to October 29th, 2003, starting with Call of Duty. Before the time of zombies, there were 8 installments: Call of Duty United Offensive, Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty Roads to Victory, and Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Back then, the games were solely focused on their campaigns, but later on focused on multiplayer. Of course, it wasn't polished and over the top in the beginning stages, but it's popular for a reason, right? The first time Call of Duty was praised and recognized so much was when they released Modern Warfare, the 8th installment to the series. Not only did they get praised for their multiplayer, but for their amazing campaign. From the action, storytelling, and emotion to the whole thing. After this point, people were questioning if Infinity Ward could make something this amazing, and I can't blame them personally. Normally, when gaming companies make a great game, they always make a sequel and it doesn't add to the hype that the first game did. But this was not the case for Infinity Ward. February 11th, 2009, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was announced, and everyone was hyped and excited to see the gameplay and teases that came with it. They just had a great game with great storytelling and they're possibly doing it again? Some fans were divided about their expectations with Modern Warfare 2, speculating about the new improvements and choices they made to create this. November 10th, 2009, the game was released to the world of millions of players waiting to get their hands on this game that the torch was passed down to. Personally, I never got the chance to be a part of this craze, but everyone was going for it. The game itself was a big success, getting good scores and ratings from outlets. While the storytelling was a nice progressive time passer, the multiplayer captured most people's attention and I can't blame them, with the new customization, maps, and streaks to explore. YouTube channels that were dedicated to Call of Duty started getting attention and getting some airtime from this. But this game did come with some controversy. It even aired on the news. At the time, there was a mission named No Russian. In this mission, you go through an elevator with heavy weapons. It's a public area full of innocent citizens filled with kids, elders, parents, etc. Then you'd hold down the aim button and start firing at the citizens. This one mission tore the media into two sides, one side with Call of Duty and the other side against them. One would argue that it's senseless violence to progress with the story and is supposed to be accurate to real-time events. Others would say that this brings a terror for people to see, killing other citizens and innocent people who have families just to progress a story that isn't even real. No matter the case, the mission gained some attraction on its own. A lot of OG Call of Duty players would say that there was an error from the companies that made Call of Duty where they had the guts and zero care for people's opinions. They didn't go and say, I'm not too sure that is right. They went, this is going to impact some people and that's just the way it is. Was it worth the controversy? Most people would say yes, because they progressed and gained a lot of attraction from everything overall. While this may be the history of multiplayer, there is something a little more important to cover in this video regarding Call of Duty. November 11th, 2008, Call of Duty World at War was released. This game wasn't regarded as anything crazy or something memorable. Fans weren't disappointed with the game, but they weren't overjoyed with it either. Of course, that wasn't until the release of Call of Duty Zombies, released November 16th, 2009. The first Zombies map being called Nocturne Tone. When it first released, people entered this mode after the campaign was beaten, so they didn't even expect it. Zombies came in like a storm by the voice of the fans. People were terrified and enjoyed the thrill of it. They made goals, challenges, and more in that one map before the new maps were added, them being Verrucht, Shinonuma, and Arise, which translates to the Giant. But with this started a new group of players, zombie players. In the Call of Duty community, there were those who solely played multiplayer or solely played zombies, sometimes a little bit of the mode they don't usually play. From what I know, there hasn't been a fight about which mode is better because at the end of the day, both sides just want a Call of Duty. And so of course with Modern Warfare and World at War Zombies, there was room for infinite possibilities. So where does my journey come into the picture? I'm so glad you asked. It all starts back in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. As I said earlier, I didn't really know the nostalgia or the importance of this game, and just decided to try the Zombies mode. My first Zombies map ever was a little place, with a few zombies named Transit. When studying the map, I realized that almost everyone hates this map, from the gigantic map, to the objectives, to the stupid denizens that came at you in the fog. Yeah, those. But while traveling through this map, I realized I was very lost. Why are zombies in COD? How is this anything good? What is this at all? So many questions but not answered until many years later for me. Another map I attempted was one called Mob of the Dead, which is based in a prison with, surprise, zombies. Exploring this map was one of the scariest times I had in Black Ops 2, with not so open areas and just started for the first time. Then all of a sudden I had this big built police zombie called Brutus chasing me all around the thin halls. It was quite a scare for me. Being very young as well, I was given a lot of nightmares. I then entered a little map some people liked called Origins. This map contained 4 characters, Takeo, Dempsey, Richtofen, and Nikolai. The map itself was a good size, but you needed to know where to go because there are certain paths where you walk on mud, which slows you down, and to have that while zombies are chasing you isn't great. I tried exploring the spawn area of this place and then I saw a box with question marks on it. I was curious as to what it was. 950 points? Sure, why not? So I spent points on it and then weapons came up from it. One weapon was floating for me, and I looked at it surprised because this was an interesting feature. Once I opened up the map, I saw the very abrupt sky and gunfire from planes. It was a cool scenario, but I'm on the floor with a bunch of zombies. I saw a generator and spent points on it, just to find new night-looking zombies teleporting to me. I somehow survived. Another thing that took me off guard was when my screen started to shake a lot. I looked around, trying to find the source of the shaking, and then I saw it. A big robot coming my way, with his foot stepping down, and I just happened to be there. I went to it every now and then, but eventually lost touch with the zombie side of Call of Duty. But that was until I met a friend of mine, my first friend on my Xbox actually. My brother had been playing the new Black Ops 3 and he just didn't like it. So eventually he asked me if I wanted the game and I said yes, which I still have to this day. I entered the main menu and then tried out multiplayer for one round. It was alright, but it wasn't anything exciting for me. So I decided that I'd try zombies, entering the map Shadows of Evil. I always entered public matches, and this being my first game would help out because I wasn't good at the game and others would know what to do. When entering, I heard a voice that definitely didn't sound like it came from the game. But while that happens, I heard this line for the first time. You pat the mark, you are cursed. But I heard a kid's voice. Hello? Anyone? At this point, I've never spoken online to anyone, so I'm basically yelling at my TV. My brother came in and gave me a very cheap Xbox headset and I spoke into it. Hello? My new teammate and I were communicating and he was speaking about something called an Easter egg. He was trying to do the steps, like getting the worms in it, or fighting the big ugly 3-faced dude. Wait, a Margwa? My life has changed a lot since meeting this guy. He introduced me to his friends, luring me into zombies more, but I wasn't playing it often. It wasn't until I played the game Call of Duty World War II and entering their zombies that I started to get an understanding of just why people play zombies. Before any of you go in the comments wanting to execute me, just hear me out. The Final Reich Zombies map was a fun and decent map for someone as basic as me. My friend and I would go through all the steps needed, but sadly we never got to beat it together. But I wasn't too upset about it. The guns were alright, and so were the perks. The shield system was very annoying, but the Pack-a-Punch was cool. The guns looked cooler, and even if it had its hiccups, I really enjoyed the zombies map. But I didn't go further than that for a few months. But Steve and I took some time to play around and try the Origins Easter egg. Last time I played this map was years ago. The problem with it is that my Xbox was in the basement, and my Wi-Fi would cut out, so I joined back over and over again. Luckily we did this on Black Ops 2, so I could rejoin. Hours went by as we all crafted and upgraded our staff and did the rest of the Easter egg. It was 2 AM when we finished it. I was left with a sense of satisfaction, you could say. This was the beginning of the zombie buzz, I guess you could say I felt. But again, I took some time from zombies until Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War came out. This helped me get in even deeper with the Easter eggs involved in these maps, from D-Machine to Firebase Z to Forsaken. Thinking back to those maps, I'm not too excited about those, but at the time I needed those maps to be this invested. With the guidance from my friend and the storyline of zombies, I could stay interested without being bored or overwhelmed from it. But this is where I began my real journey. My friend once sent me a video from a YouTuber named Tim Hansen called Call of Duty Zombies Oversimplified. In this video, it oversimplified the very long and crazy story of what has happened in the zombies storyline. From the different universes, opposing forces to the motive. It took me by surprise for how unique and flawless this story was, and so I knew I had to go in more depth with this story, and so I went back to Call of Duty World War II and beat the final Reich solo. Doing this alone really felt like a trial for me to pass. It was like, if you can pass through this Easter egg, then you should start doing this more, and so I have. With the help of my friend, I've been able to do a lot of the Black Ops 3 Easter eggs. To remind you, I said there's a storyline to this, so we've been doing these in order. You collect a specific item when completing each Easter egg in order, and so I've done most of the main zombies maps in Black Ops 3, beating Revelations and such. But I will be going on Black Ops 4 soon because that's where the storyline ends, but we aren't going to talk about that. I also got into Black Ops 1 Zombies, and I see why people became invested from then on. I've been having a blast with it. While there's not many Easter eggs, I think that's what makes this version of Zombies feel balanced. Seeing as this was the beginning of the franchise and introduction for many players, it felt right for the time. I haven't really gotten to Black Ops 4 because, as most know, the game is a very big letdown.
This game sucks. Well, maybe not that bad, but it's kind of a huge mess right now. But don't worry, I've got a mop.
The question for this video is, am I the problem? Right? Am I the problem? Is Cold War in as bad a state as I think it is?
And mainly, this video is going to be why I don't really want to play Call of Duty anymore.
But as time went on and video game fatigue occurred, Call of Duty began to lose the edge that made it so unique. And now with the release of Black Ops 4 on the horizon, it appears that Call of Duty isn't trying to lead the charge of great games, but instead chase the curve.
Well, unbeknownst to you at the time, that game that you had grown to know and love, that game that you thought would be superior overall until the end of time, that game where you had made many friends, enemies, and memories, would at some point begin to decline in popularity. Only 3 short years later, in late 2012, Call of Duty Black Ops would mark the final Call of Duty in the reign of the series, before the sales and player base would begin to decline.
Because today I want to talk about Cold War and I guess what it's doing wrong, and more so what Call of Duty is doing wrong. In my opinion, Call of Duty is just messing up in terms of finances.
While Zombies isn't as bad as the multiplayer and Battle Royale, it still has some things missing from Black Ops 3. Vanguard isn't as horrible as I initially thought, but their zombies are also kind of a letdown. Like many games in the last 2 to 3 years, Vanguard has had a bad launch. Does this mean the game will remain like this? No, but this is the first impression you're giving to many people. Let's take another example, Battlefield 2042. From the beta of this game, it was pretty glitchy, messed up, and bad. I lost interest in the game. I don't even know if it's better or worse. I watched a video from a YouTuber named TheRadBrad, who said this about Battlefield 2042's beta. This is a terrible beta. The term beta has lost all its meaning. If the intent behind releasing a beta is to get player feedback and improving the game by finding bugs, glitches, and fixing them, then why are we playing this a month before it launches? Basically, betas have become more of a marketing tactic than anything, which sacrificed the passion for this game. On Vanguard, I played the beta as well. The graphics were the same, if not worse than Cold War. My friend said, oh, they're just running it on the old system, and I thought, okay, sure, why not use the new one though? Then I discovered that it's because there's no new system technically. With Microsoft buying Activision, this means they take control of franchises like Call of Duty, and I think this is great. I hope that this not only gives them more resources for better zombies and Call of Duties in general, but time. I wouldn't mind waiting 2 years for an even better Call of Duty, or 3 years. Us Call of Duty players aren't sitting and waiting for a new Call of Duty every year. We're waiting for a Call of Duty with pure passion and fun that's also good to come out for us. I know I'm only one person, but if all of us came together to speak on this, then maybe we could be heard. But now I must finish this video up. As you can tell, my journey has been quite jumpy, seeing as I was very on and off about zombies in general, but I'm very into it now. But now I can finish this video and beat the Black Ops 4 Easter eggs. See ya.